But with the final region of the park accessible, it's time to begin the Great Molar Hunt of Grounded 2, Chapter 1. In this chapter of the guide, we'll be covering where to find all of the milk molars and mega molars currently available in the park. There's currently 50 molars in total, which will be enough to boost all available stats, leaving you one left over as a tease for more. I've divided this section down by region to make it easier for you to follow. Check the timestamps in the description for more details. We'll start with the entrance region, where you can find 4 milk molars and 2 mega molars. Starting in the south corner between the oak tree and the hedge, if you search among the roots, you'll locate a cave that your buggy can chomp into. Here it is on the map. Follow the tunnel inside, defeat a few larvae, and then take the turn to the right, which will lead you to a cracked rock that you can destroy with a Bratburst Bomb. After destroying the rock, you'll find the milk molar behind it. Here it is on the map. Next, travel to the roots of the oak tree where you'll spot some mushroom growths on the tree trunk that you can jump onto. If you jump up these mushrooms, you'll easily find the next molar. Here it is on the map. For this next molar, you'll need your gas mask because we have to ascend the trash can. Start by traveling to this twig that you can use to get inside of the metal grating. Here it is on the map. Use the trash and twigs between the grate and the trash bin to carefully make your way all the way to the top. You'll need to drop down inside of the trash can and check beneath of a park pamphlet to find the mega molar. Here it is on the map. For the next molar, you'll need to check around the base of the trash can where you can find it inside of a styrofoam cup. Here it is on the map. If you check around the roots of the oak tree between the tree trunk and the trash can, you can find the next molar out in the open beside a pair of acorns. Here it is on the map. The final molar in this region can be found in the back entrance tunnel that leads into the Snackbar Ranger outpost. The entrance to this tunnel is located beside of a shallow puddle. Here it is on the map. Travel inside and use your buggy to chomp through some dead roots where you'll find the mega molar. Here it is on the map. Next, we'll be covering the Snackbar region, which is very small and only has 2 milk molars and 1 mega molar. In order to find the mega molar, you'll need to travel back around to the small area behind the snack bar. In this small crevice, you'll find the mega molar resting atop some wooden planks. Here it is on the map. To reach the next one, you'll have to travel underneath of the snack bar, where you'll discover a short tunnel that leads into the Ominent Onboarding Facility's exhibit hall. It's known as the Ant Cave, not to be confused with an ant hill. Here it is on the map. Travel down into this short tunnel to claim the molar from beside of a giant coin. Here it is on the map. For the final molar in this region, you'll need to travel to the entrance to the Snackbar anthill. Here it is on the map. Travel down into the anthill and continue going straight at the tunnel intersection. Not too far down this tunnel, you'll find a small outcropping where you can claim the next molar. Here it is on the map. Now we'll be covering the Snackbar front region, where you'll find 4 milk molars and 3 mega molars. The first of these molars can be easily found inside of a styrofoam cup being guarded by spiders. Here it is on the map. The next 2 molars are both found inside of the hatchery anthill and are the toughest to find in my opinion. In order to reach them, you'll want to start at the south entrance into the anthill. Here it is on the map. Travel down into the tunnels following the lights on the ceiling until they lead to a technical terminal. Follow the black cable on the ground that leads out of the terminal until you reach a cavern with a random ladder. To your right, you'll find some dead roots that you need to chomp through with your buggy. Continue following the tunnel down until you find another technical terminal, and then take a left and go down another tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, you'll find a room with red soldier ant eggs. Climb up some ledges in the back of this room and chop through some more dead roots that are blocking your path. In the back of this tunnel, you'll find a mega molar. Here it is on the map. After snagging this molar, backtrack your way all the way back to the chamber with the random ladder. Once you get back to the random ladder room, return to following the black ground cable deeper into the anthill until it leads you to another technical terminal. At this terminal, turn left and follow more ceiling lights until they lead you to a subterranean lab module. From here, turn right and follow this tunnel down until the walls become a gray color. On the left-hand side of this wall, you'll find some dead roots to chomp through with your buggy. You'll find the next molar waiting for you at the bottom of the tunnel. Here it is on the map. Now, backtrack your way out of the anthill to continue the molar hunt. The next molar can be found beneath of the KLBB11 news camera on a ledge in a spider den. In order to reach the den, you'll need to crawl in from the top of the back side. After crawling through, you can drop down onto the ledge to get the mega molar. Here it is on the map. The next molar in this region can be found inside of the cave beneath of the snack bar's porch. This is the same cave where you found the stolen turbo optical disc. You'll find the molar in the back of this short tunnel if you haven't already gotten it. Here it is on the map. To reach the next molar, you'll need to get on top of the snack bar's porch. The easiest way to do this is to use a spork found on the northwest corner as a ramp. Once you get on top, you'll need to travel all the way to the southeast corner of the porch where you'll find the molar resting out in the open. Here it is on the map. The final molar in this region can be found on top of the headless burgle body. In order to reach it, you'll need to cross a few web bridges, which is easier with the Orb Weaver buggy that you'll get later, but it's not necessarily a requirement. Travel to the spatula side of Burgle and then use the robot's arm, along with a few web bridges, to reach the top. You'll find the molar in the middle of the robot's body being guarded by a pair of mosquitoes. Here it is on the map. Next, we'll be covering the picnic table region where you can find 4 milk molars and 3 mega molars. For this first molar, you'll need to travel to the north side of the trash bags near the snack bar where you'll find a cracked rock that you can destroy with a brat burst. Here it is on the map. After destroying the cracked rock, travel into the tunnel where you'll discover the molar resting on the left side wall. Here it is on the map. Next, travel towards the picnic table where you'll be able to find a cave to the south of a Billy Hog hot dog tray. Here it is on the map. Travel down this short tunnel where you'll find the molar in the back being guarded by a few larvae. Here it is on the map. The next molar is found down inside of the toxic anthill and is best reached by using the north entrance that's found beneath of the picnic table's tablecloth. Here it is on the map. Travel down inside of the anthill and take a left at the intersection until you reach a red-walled chamber with bones where you can find the molar along a cavern wall. Here it is on the map. Now, you'll need to make your way up onto the top of the tablecloth and use it as a ramp to ascend the picnic table. When you reach the first bench, travel under the tablecloth again and use a crochet mallet on the far side as a bridge to reach the other bench. On this bench, you'll find a normal-sized briefcase that you can open using a code that's found around the map. The passcode for the left lock is 137, and the code for the other lock is 514. Inside of an ice caps container, found inside of the briefcase, you'll discover the next molar. Here it is on the map. Next, travel over to a nearby cooler and use the drain to get inside. Travel across the frozen ice and then turn back around to enter the molar bottle where you'll find another molar among the frozen terrain. Here it is on the map. Now use the items inside of the cooler as a ramp to reach the top of the table before traveling under the tablecloth again where you'll find a spider den. On top of a hot dog tray, inside of this den, you'll find another molar. Here it is on the map. The final molar in this region can be found in a random styrofoam cup that's being guarded by spiders and is located off of the northeast corner of the table. Here it is on the map. Now, we'll cover the Pine Hills region, where you can find 4 milk molars and 1 mega molar. The first of these molars can be easily found beneath of the flingman disc that's lodged in the lingonberry hedge. The molar can be found on the ground level nestled between some roots. Here it is on the map. The next 2 molars can be found to the west of the Pine Hills Ranger outpost, and you probably already got them since they're directly linked to a story quest. Here it is on the map. For the next molar, you'll need to travel back behind the large pine tree where you'll find a green bird cage on the ground. Inside of this partially buried cage, you'll find another mega molar. Here it is on the map. For the final molar in this region, you'll need to travel to the north entrance of the Spider Den anthill. Here it is on the map. Follow the tunnels down inside as if you were heading towards the memorial crate until you find a chamber with quartzite and marble being suspended by cave formations. Inside of this chamber, on an elevated ledge, is where you'll find the molar. Here it is on the map. You'll need to bring your sizzle resist gear for these next molars because they're all located in the fire pit region. For the first 2 molars, you'll actually need to get inside of the fire pit, which can be done by climbing the melted army man and jumping through a hole on the frame. Here it is on the map. One of the molars can be found in the bottom of the pit inside of the hand of a yoke girth action figure. Here it is on the map. There's also a special magic staff called the Heat Wave that can be found in the very bottom of the fire pit beneath of the yoke girth action figure head. You'll need to break some charcoal chunks with your tier 2 Omni Hammer in order to get it, but it's worth snagging for the sake of the Stranger Danger collection. Here it is on the map. Next, use the pile of burning debris to climb your way to the very top of the grill cover where you'll encounter a cockroach queen. After defeating the cockroach queen, you'll find the Mega Molar on a burnt plate beside of a hot dog. Here it is on the map. Next, travel to the north side of the fire pit where you can locate a cave on the northwest side of the normal sized log bench. This cave will be marked with the stranger symbol, so look for that if you're having trouble finding it. Here it is on the map. In the back of this cave, behind a buried box of hot cha-chas, you'll find a cracked rock that can be destroyed with a Bratburst bomb. Behind the rock, you'll find the molar in a hidden chamber. You can also check a nearby treasure chest in this room to obtain what is arguably the best one-handed weapon currently available in the game, the Pinchwhacker. Here it is on the map. The final molar in this region of the park can be found out in the open, wedged between 2 logs. Here it is on the map. The next region we're covering is the Grass Games, where you can find only 2 milk molars. One of these molars can be found beneath of the giant sprinkler to the east of the skateboard, wedged between some rocks and guarded by mosquitoes. Here it is on the map. The next molar is located in a short tunnel that runs beneath of the bricks in the park statue path. Here it is on the map. To the south of here is the Ceremony region where you can find 2 milk molars and 2 mega molars. For the first molar, you'll need to travel to the podium and use the screwdriver, bottle, and a pencil to climb up to the slanted shelf. On the far side of the slanted shelf, you'll find a styrofoam cup with a mega molar inside. Here it is on the map. These next 2 molars are located on the east and west sides of a large stone. The east side molar can be found nestled in a small outcropping beneath of the stone and will be guarded by spiders. Here it is on the map. On the west side of the stone, you'll find the next molar on a small ledge. Here it is on the map. The final molar in this region can be found inside of the terrarium's back corner, nestled between some twigs and a stone. Here it is on the map. Next, we'll cover the ice cream cart region, where you can find 3 milk molars and 4 mega molars. It's also worth mentioning that you'll need your fuzzy armor to explore the ice cream cart's cold zones. There's a milk molar on the north side of the pine tree's trunk, hidden behind a pine cone and guarded by scorpions. Here it is on the map. For the next molar, you'll need to travel beneath of the ice cream cart, where you can find a cave that leads underground. Here it is on the map. Not far into this cave, you'll find the milk molar along the left side wall. Here it is on the map. If you travel to the east side of the ice cream cart, you'll discover a cave entrance that leads down into a frozen larva cave. Here it is on the map. Inside of this cave among the ice, you'll find another milk molar. Here it is on the map. Travel inside of the ice cream cart, and when you enter the main chamber, turn left and make your way to the far side corner, where you'll find the next molar. Here it is on the map. Inside of the ice cream cart's main chamber, climb up the pile of spilled ice cream and use the frozen pipe to cross over and enter the fan mechanism. Use the blades of the fan and some nearby leaves to climb up onto the top of the tipped over cart. You'll find the mega molar in the center of the normal sized wheel, which can be reached by using the spokes. Here it is on the map. Now, backtrack your way into the fan mechanism and drop down into the tunnel beneath of the fan blades. In the bottom of this short ice tunnel, you'll find another mega molar. Here it is on the map. For the final molar in this region, you'll need to travel to the base of a lamppost along the edge of the accessible park. Here it is on the map. Underneath of this lamppost, you'll find a spider den and a tunnel that leads into a scorpion nest, so get ready to do some bashing. In the very back of this infested tunnel, you'll find a mega molar. Here it is on the map. Next, we'll cover the final region currently available in the game, the statue region, where you can find 4 milk molars and 1 mega molar. If you travel to the northwest area of the garden bed zone, you'll find a molar in the middle of a red ball. Here it is on the map. For the next molar, you'll need to drop down into the shortcut access tunnel in the center of the garden bed and use the pneumatic transit system unit found there to enter the network center locker room. Make your way down a ramped corridor until you find a broken window that leads into an underground chamber where you'll find a Mega Molar. Here it is on the map. To reach the next two molars, you'll need to use a gap in the hedge to reach the backside of the statue. Here it is on the map. You'll find the first molar wedged between the roots not long after entering the gap beneath of the hedge. Here it is on the map. Use the gap under the hedge to make your way around to the secluded zone behind the statue. You'll need to use a nearby twig leaning on a styrofoam cup to climb up and then jump over onto a concrete platform. Once on top of this platform, you can find the molar resting beside a row of normal-sized lights. Here it is on the map. The final milk molar is located in the northerly rose garden and can actually be obtained during the Chapter 1 finale quest. In order to reach it, you'll want to start by entering the hedge from the central area of the flower bed. You'll also have to take down a ton of orc creatures as this route is directly linked to the Assault on the Network Center questline. Start by defeating an orc scorpion and then using your buggy to chomp through some dead roots before adventuring into the branches of the statue's hedge. Here it is on the map. Make your way through the hedge branches, traveling north until you reach an ominous outpost. Here it is on the map. Inside of this outpost, you'll find a data folder titled Sign-In Sheet on top of a reception desk that you can snag. There's also a bunch of Gramble's granola bars located in this reception outpost, so stock up. Now, using the branch beneath of the outpost, continue traveling north until you reach more dead roots to chomp through with your buggy. Follow the branch until it loops back into the hedge, and then continue along the branches until you exit out into the northern rose garden area. You'll find the final molar beneath of a rose plant being guarded by orc spiders in the northern area of this zone. Here it is on the map. After obtaining this molar, you'll officially have collected all of the milk molars currently available in the Grounded 2 Early Access. As I already mentioned, this will be enough to max out your current stats, so you'll be ready for the toughest challenge of the game so far, the Siege of the Network Center inside of the Burgle statue. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the tutorial. You are now more better than you were before. As I mentioned before, Grounded 2 is still in early access, so if the tutorial seems outdated or inaccurate, check the comments or the description for any updates. Also, feel free to ask me anything when I'm live over on Twitch if you need more tips and tricks from a Grounded Grandmaster. And always remember, whether I see you here in the comments, over in the Twitch chat, or someplace else across the Streamiverse, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, see ya!
Whoa, I'm not just small, I'm tiny. This is freaking awesome!
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe.